Hi, everybody. My name is Scott Skiba. I'm the Executive Artistic Director for Cleveland Opera Theater. Thanks for joining me today for Opera 101. Sorry, I was trying to get on and my camera wouldn't connect to the internet here, but it looks like it's finally stable. But today, just joining to chat about what is a singing actor. Now, you probably have heard the term actor and singer, but when it comes to an opera singer, I like to think of them as singing actors because they're not only doing the challenge of what an actor does and what a singer does, but they're having to put that together so it's one seamless process. And so things that you can consider are when you're an actor, you study technique or a system of varying types. It could be Stanislavski, who is credited with being the first person to really codify a system of acting. Prior to that, it was more of an apprentice-based endeavor where an actor who wanted to become an actor would observe another actor who is considered to be great and would pick up things from them and learn how to do the craft. And Stanislavski, who some people don't realize, actually wanted to be an opera singer. More on that in a little bit. But he actually wanted to be an opera singer, but found that he didn't quite have the voice for it. So he went into training actors. Said, well, rather than this purely apprentice-based approach, what if we had a way to train them with some kind of systematic way? So he broke down actual elements of the craft, how to develop that, how to codify that, and how to build that into something that was usable for actors. So, actors, no matter if they're studying Stanislavski or Chekhov or Meyerhold, Vodkangov, Adler, Meisner, Strasberg, whoever it might be, they're essentially, if you take a broad enough view, looking at a couple of questions, and those questions usually are: who am I? Where am I? What do I want? What obstacles stand in the way of getting what I want? What can I do to get what I want? And then the final one: what is at stake? What's the consequence for success or failure in these things? And so all actors answer those questions. Those create their given circumstances. And borrowing from Stanislavski, he created and pioneered this idea of the magic if. So as an actor, I will answer those questions or similar questions, and I will behave as if those things were true. And so, in a lot of ways, when you're thinking of actors, the craft is one really of making believe, behaving as if certain things were true under imaginary circumstances. And so that being the tenet of Stanislavski's teaching, the idea is that we are looking to create this set of given circumstances defined by the plot, the text, the characters, the situation, the story that we all know. When it comes to being a singing actor, there's an extra in your given circumstances that you have to consider, and that's the musical score. And I like to refer to that as the musical score becomes an additional scene partner. So when you're working with just a spoken theater context, when you are a singing actor, the score is informing you. It's providing psychological detail. Anybody who's ever watched a movie and experienced a film score, you can think of the iconic moment from Psycho, that that creates such an impact on us psychologically because we have this audio-based world going along with what the physical-based world is. So a singing actor working with the musical score as their scene partner is incorporating that extra detail within their given circumstances. So whereas a spoken word actor, they might be preparing a Shakespearean monologue, and if they're preparing the character of Iago, then they're looking at what words are important. How do I create my tempo? How do I drive towards the words that are important? How do I linger on them? How do I use my voice to color these words to make them sound as much like they mean as they can? When a singing actor approaches their material, What they get is something where they say, all right, now I have decisions of tempo, I have decisions of volume, I have decisions of pitch made for me by the composer, worked out with the composer and the librettist who created the words. So when those two things come together, then it's the singing actor's responsibility not only to say, well, I have to learn the text, I have to learn what it means, I have to learn the melody and the pitches and the rhythm, but now I have to decide what they mean. I have to interpret them, and based on the text and the music and the circumstances and scenarios, in an authentic way to those things, the composer's intentions and everything happening when this was written, and in a way that's authentic to me, the artist, I have to decide how to communicate those things. So when you're at the opera house, or you're streaming now on all the stream services in our social distance safe way, you can really look at the work that opera singers or singing actors are doing as just this monumental Olympic athlete-like task, that they're not only interpreting text and bringing it to life, but at the same time they're also singing at the extremes of their range. They're singing music that was written for voices that are trained almost like an Olympic athlete is trained. You know, and I used the example just this morning, actually working with a student, where, you know, somebody might be a good figure skater, and you might be able to go to your local ice rink and do a lot of tricks and maybe stop the crowd and they watch and they clap. But if you got next to international competitors on the figure skating circuit, you know, you might not be able to hold a candle to what they're doing. It's sort of like that with opera singers. You know, they are extremely disciplined in their approach to training, and they're learning how to really control this really finite thing with tremendous detail, with tremendous skill. And so they're not only performing at the extreme edges of their vocal range, but they're also then expected to make you believe what they mean, make you believe what they feel. And it's a tremendous task. So if any of you are tuning in to the masterclass series that we're running on Fridays, today you'll see Maestro Buck working with recitativo, so speech set in speech rhythm to pitches. He'll be doing secco recitativo today, and secco literally means dry, and that's just only accompanied. Hi Donna, I see you say hi. Donna Warren, hi, hope you're doing well. So it's a dry accompaniment, so you'll get to see, if you tune in, how a singing actor approaches text, how a singing actor incorporates melody, because the whole idea of opera is that when it was created, the idea was to use the evocative powers of music and of rhythm to influence and elevate and highlight the ability of text to carry meaning. So that's the work of a singing actor. It's no easy task. Hats off to all colleagues and all students who are undertaking that. I trained and worked for a while as a singing actor, and found that I could serve the art form better as a director and collaborate that way. But just know that the next time you see an opera singer singing, not only are they thinking of all these finely detailed things that they're doing with their instrument internally and externally, but they're also operating with the skill of a highly trained actor that has to answer those questions about their given circumstances, but also has to make sense of the music and use the music in an authentic way that connects to them. So that's a little bit about singing actors. If any of you have any questions for future Opera 101 sessions, please drop them in the comments or send them to Megan Thompson, our Director of Education and Outreach, and we'll be sure to answer your questions here. Those topics might find their way into a masterclass session, or also another series we're running called Page to Stage. That happens every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and we're interviewing a different design and production artist. We started with Matthew McCarran, who is our scenographer and technical director for Cleveland Opera Theater. We then had this week Brittany Miranda, who's our projection designer. Next week we'll work with Steve Shack, our lighting designer, and we'll get to unpack details about what each of those artists do in the process, and then we'll come back together and talk specifically about our upcoming production of Carmen, about how we'll put that on its feet, and then have a chance for some Q&A. So thanks to everybody who's tuning in. I miss seeing you all in person. Hope to get back to producing live opera theater for you soon. But until then, hope that you can enjoy the stuff we're offering online and at all of our sister organizations throughout the world. We're with you in spirit. If we can't be in person, hope everybody is as safe as can be. And hang in there. We are all going to get through this together. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.